Hey, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel, Never Out of Books. And today I have a book outlet book haul for you guys. In one click, I have managed to completely kill all of the progress that I have made in reading down my TBR because they had 15% off. And as you know, Book Outlet has some ridiculously low prices on books. Basically, all these books are series books, and some of them I've read some of the series, and some of them I have not, so I really hope that I like them because now I have more books in the series. So I'm just going to go through these. I have had I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore on my TBR for quite a while, and I bought, they had like 5 more of the books in the series, and I bought them. So they're The Power of 6, The Revenge of 7, The Rise of 9, The Fate of 10, and United as 1. I now have all but I think one of the books, so I can binge read to my heart's content whenever I'm ready to do that. They had on there London Rain by Nicola Upson. I still have the first book in this series to read. It's on my to read next list. And I don't know what number this is, but it is Josephine Kay Mystery, and they are like cozy mysteries set in a historical time period, which I generally enjoy. So I have this one. Then I grabbed Death of an Avid Reader by Frances Brodie. This is a Kate Shackleton mystery. I've been hearing a lot about these as well, and they are also like historical mysteries, which I, again, enjoy very much. I have not read any of this series, and I know this is not the first one, so we will see when I get to it, but it's set in a library, so that makes it a lot more interesting to me. Another cozy mystery that I grabbed is Good Day to Die by Maddie Hunter. This is a Passport to Peril mystery, and just the title did it for me. And the fact that there's a koala on the front. I'm really just a sucker for all of this, and it just seemed like so much fun. And so, but it's again, not the first book in a series. And I don't know whether I can read them out of order or not. So I'll have to research that and see where I need to start with this series. Another mystery thriller. It's the third book in a trilogy. I have the other 2. I have not read them yet, and it is Break Us by Jennifer Brown. This is the Shade Me trilogy, and she has synesthesia, where she sees the colors of emotions and things like that, and so I'm very interested in this series, and I will get to it at some point soon, I hope. This next one is, I think, book 5 or book 6 in a cozy mystery series, and I own 2 of the books and have not read them yet. Sensing a theme here, aren't we? And it is A Likely Story by Jen McKinley, and these are library lovers cozy mysteries, and so of course, because they're set in a library, I am absolutely thrilled to death to read these. The next book that I have is the second in a duology, young adult duology, and it is Obsidian and Stars by Julie Eschbach. The first book in this is supposed to be a Pride and Prejudice retelling in the Stone Age or something like that, and I have it on my to read this year list, and this one will also go on there, so I would like to get this done by the end of this year. It has an O for all of my lovely reading challenges that I need an O for, so this one will probably be one of the first ones of this whole book haul that I do actually read. Another historical cozy mystery series that I did read the first book and really enjoy was Her Royal Spyness. And so I saw this book on there, and it is Crowned and Dangerous by Rhys Bowen. I do not think this is the second book by any stretch of the imagination, but I couldn't resist, so I grabbed it because I did like this series and I was looking forward to reading more of them. I just haven't done it yet. Several years ago, I got an arc of a book, Death of a Dishonorable Gentleman, It is another historical mystery. I'm sensing a theme. I was definitely in a mood when I bought all of these books. I didn't realize she was going to write more in the series until not too long ago, and then I saw all three of the next books were on Book Outlet, and so I grabbed them. And so they are Death of an Unsung Hero, Death Sits Down to Dinner, and A Death by Any Other Name, and they are by Tessa Arlen. Off the top of my head, I do not know which one of these is the second book in the series, but I just remember really enjoying the book, and I still remember it, so that does say something, because it was several years ago when I read it. Obviously, 3 more books have come out. And so I really look forward to these, and they are calling these Lady Montfort mysteries. If you were getting bored of all of the historical mystery sort of deal, now I have something different for you. I have The Endgame by Katherine Coulter. This is a Brit in the FBI series. I received the latest book in a book box last year and had not read any of the previous books. But I do remember I have read some things by this author and enjoyed them. So when I saw them on Book Outlet, I was like, oh, well, let me grab this because I really would like to read some of the earlier books before I read the latest one. They also had The Lost Key on there. And I think there's several more they did not have. I'm sure the library has them, and I probably should have done that in the first place, but too late now. Now I got books. I like to have the choices. I grabbed 2 classics. One is Little Lord Fauntleroy by Frances Hodgson Burnett in this adorable vintage classic edition. The Secret Garden is basically my favorite book. Like, just period, my favorite book. Love it. And I loved A Little Princess by her. And so I am interested to read this at some point. It is middle grade. The writing is delightfully large, and it's probably right up my alley. And I felt like I needed to grab this so that it could stare at me, so that maybe I would be guilted into reading it at some point. Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. I have not read any Thomas Hardy before. So here is a potential starter. And this is a beautiful edition with the gorgeous edges and the flaps, and oh, I think it's really pretty. And so I grabbed this. And for some reason, this book called to me, and I grabbed it. We'll see what I think about it. But it is The Year of Reading Dangerously by Andy Miller, and it is a nonfiction sort of memoir about some of the books that he's read and how they changed his life. I thought it looked kind of interesting and not too long or too crazy. So potential for a nonfiction November this year. And that is that. So if you've read any of these books or any of these series and have thoughts or comments or recommendations for me or anything, or corrections, please feel free to leave them below, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.